welcome back to the next episode of Kingdom Hearts. And in this episode, I have got all the scores. I'll simply show you my scores. Every one of these scores I got on the second time of playing the game, or the first time if it went over the certain height limit, server limit, sorry. And let's go to the journal to show you what I got, because I'm a snob like that, and I'll show you. Okay, 143 licks. You need to get over 100 licks to be in with a chance of getting cheer. Okay, block Tigger. You need to be over with 150 points in the chance of unlocking cheer. Papoose Swing, you need to be over 40 to unlock cheer. Tigger's Giant Pot, you need to be under 30 seconds. And Pooh's Muddy Path, you need to be under 3 minutes. Which I did quite well, I'm quite proud of 2 minutes 14 actually. So yeah. Now once we've done all that, you don't get it simply, you need to find, in Pooh's old house, you need to find where the winged, whatever it's called, owl is. And here he is, sat, stood there. You've been a great help, Sora. Thank you. You've helped Pooh get honey from bees. You've found tails. You bounced onto here. You found all of us lost. Can't thank you enough. This is from all of us here at Anchorage. Sora learned cheer. Now, I'm personally not a fan of cheer, mainly because it just abilities. Sora cheer. It just damn, I was going to put Ragnarok as well. To be honest, cheer doesn't. It's not a fan because it increases the summon gauge, giving them more time to attack per battle. I never use summons, which is probably where that doesn't really affect me. But, you know, it's there for you to choose, and I thought I'd show that to you. And yes, I don't fail. There's something I don't fail at this game, and it happens to be the worst world in the game. But never mind, never mind. So let's get out of this place then, this little bit. During this episode, I will show you one of the best routes to go around and level up. And I will save before I do anything else, because I haven't saved since I started this, and I would very much like to keep those scores and not have to do it all over again. And I need to change my setup back, so I'll just be right back after I change my setup. Okay. Now as I said, I built the spreadsheet which tells me how much of whatever I need. Let's just check to see if there may be any things I've got. And I need about 155. So I'm going to. I used to think you got a Keyblade from doing that, but I seem to remember that you don't actually get a special Keyblade, which increases luck, which is actually slightly annoying because I thought it did. But I think there's something else which what's it called? Fairy Heart. There's got to be something which increases your ability to get more stuff. But I don't seem to think there is. If you can, if any of you know where the Keyblade is, which deals, which greatly enhances your abilities to find rare objects from enemies, or even what level your character learns skills. I can't remember what my setup is, but I chose. Oh, you can look at the first episode and find out what I chose if you're really that inclined. But I'd really like the help to find out what the heck, where my character learns, will learn some decent abilities. Because at the moment, I've got treasure magnet, 2 treasure magnets, which is good, and 1 lucky strike on Donald, a lucky strike on Goofy, another treasure magnet on with Goofy, and that's about it. Jackpot as well. Lucky strike on with Sora. Sora has learned. He's only got 1 treasure magnet. And that's about it. I've got nothing which is any use to them, and shared, of course, all those. So yeah, one of the best routes to battling, I'll show you now, because these enemies will appear as long as no one kills them, which is fairly unlikely. This is mainly to fill an episode, basically. Because I've got nothing better to do than start the Colosseum, which will be a joint commentary, as I said, between maybe 2 to 3 friends. Mainly because it takes so long, and they'll upload them anyway. They'll be like optional. Now, many people say a great route is going between 3 rooms. It's going between the hallway in the hotel, to the green room, and then to your red room, or whichever way around you particularly feel necessary. Now, that's all well and good, and, it's quick, it gets you round, and it does net you experience points if you're good at defeating defenders. I personally don't use that route, mainly because it's just too short. I just look at it and think, it just doesn't feel like a route, to be honest. It just feels like the scenery gets boring, put it that way. So, what I tend to do is I tend to follow this route. You make sure you blitz everything in here. As you see, it's quite easy with the Oblivion Keyblade, despite having, Keychain. And there we go. Right, Gem, my setup seems to be working. I pretty much switched my setup, all my abilities around, so I'll be able to get things easier and quicker. I need to put this data into the spreadsheet that I've received this playthrough, so I can get it. Ragnarok Strike, I had a bit of a fit between those two there. But there we go. And once you've done that, you'll get, what are they called? Those enemies, those ones. Just watch out for their, when they try and beat you down like that. They're fairly easy to kill, to be brutally honest. But you'll need to a fair bit of grinding will be going on here, but this is for enemies that were found in Hollow Bastion. Now once again, these enemies really aren't worth wasting time on, because now I go through here into the Gizmo shop. From the Gizmo shop, there's a ton of battling, so I'll be speeding this battling up. Okay, so basically from that now, from there you can either loop back to the first place to stock up on items if you wish, or what I tend to do is go back through here. Because you've been to a different area, I'm not sure the enemies will respawn through here, so it's probably best to go around. Oh no, because you have enemies down here. Basically, wherever you go, enemies respawn. It takes enemies to go. You have to go through 2 rooms for enemies to respawn, which I'll have done, or not, as the case may be. That's the thing I usually use. I think I usually go to District 1, then come back through District 2 again. But yeah, there's plenty of enemies for you to be dealing with here. So that concludes this part of Kingdom Hearts. I'll see you in the next part, when I'm probably stocked up and have enough items to attempt the, well, actually no. This will run over into a small second part, and I apologise for that, but I just want to get a few things out of the way, and it's not worth starting another part for this. Another, proper part in which is 10 minutes long. This will just be a little one of... Okay. I've been looking... Yeah, I've synthesis. With synthesis, I have... There's 24 total items I think you can synthesize. Can't buy that, can't buy that, can't buy that, can't buy that. Okay. I'm aiming to... None of these are any particular value to me, but I need to buy them anyway. I'm aiming to have a team with... Everyone has their own ribbon. Everyone has their own rune arm... No, not rune armlet. The last 3 that are made, I think rune armlets... the Atlas armlet, and something else, the golem chain. Everyone will have one of those because they're the best they are. They're insanely powerful. They'll add up everything bar magic, I think, which I can deal with. I mean, they really seriously add them all. And then, of course, Violetta's pretty damn good, and Herc's shield's pretty damn good. But I'll be looking to get their ultimate weapons, which supposedly are the best. Save the king and save the queen, although I'm not totally sure about that. Yes, I will be getting the ultimate keyblade, but the problem with that is, as you should all know, is that I need to go to the world that never was first. So I'll need to record them at an earlier stage before I can go on and get the ultimate keyblade, which I plan to do before I go on to Hades Cup, just to make it even easier. But there we go. So that means I'm probably going to record it way before the final boss, and I'll leave the recording until then, just to let you know, guys, know how this is working out. It might be a good time to add now that the Trinity list, the one Trinity, I'll be going through and collecting all the Trinities off screen. You don't need to, if you want to know what those are, there are plenty of guides on game FAQs, and I won't be covering them here, but I'll be completing the game with 100% Trinities. I will be showing the one in The Night Before Christmas by using Action Replay codes to zip me back to that place, as I've said many times. Ansem Report. I will be looking for Ansem Report 8 so I can finish my readings of the Ansem Report, and Chronicles is really nothing to worry about. You know, characters, Heartless. Blah blah blah. There's actually quite a lot of Heartless there. But yes. That is basically the plan for the next bit of Kingdom Hearts, and it will take longer than I expected to do this, but either way, Apescape begins very, very shortly. See you in the next part of Kingdom Hearts!